And here's what he missed on. Listen to the story. He tells me, well, my goal is to go down to Panama and retire. I know exactly what I want to do. I go, great. He sounded very point on about what he wanted. And he said, well, something happened 5 years ago. What's that? My wife got terminal cancer. So she's now gone. I didn't ask him when or anything, but he said it was terminal. So that threw a monkey in his wrench, and he came back. Now he's got to go back and work before he can retire now and go back down to Panama. That's what he wants to do. And I said, you're exactly why you got to come to us, because I'm going to show you what, if I had met you 10 years ago, maybe life would be different right now. It's not, but we're going to find an answer for what you went through with your wife. He lit up like a Christmas tree. Somebody got in his head because others were listening, and he never came to that door. Isn't that a shame? Yet this guy stayed right on it and called me 3 times. You don't have to chase people. The winners will identify themselves, and you never know where or who they are in this business. Prima donnas the pretty people don't make it here. No offense, and you know what I mean by that, right? People think they are somebody, or it's not a game. It's about where can I go make a good living and make a difference in the world. So having said that, it's your floor, sir.
All righty. Is there any way I can raise this up?
Well, it's already on the slides, though, Anthony.
Okay.
Right, Ryan?
So
Yes, you don't have to worry about it. It's going to come up anyway, Anthony.
All right, cool. So do you want me to start with the 6 steps to financial freedom?
I want you to welcome everybody and do what you're supposed to do.
All righty. Welcome everybody here and far to the Empower Weekly Financial Briefing. Unfortunately, man about town philanthropist and rugby superstar Shane Young is recovering from an unfortunate injury. So please bear with me while I try to fill his incredibly large shoes. Who are we? We are akin to Consumer Reports. Does anybody know what Consumer Reports is? Brian?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's a nonprofit organization that rates different products and services to give the consumer a better idea of what they're getting for their money in terms of quality and cost efficiency and all that stuff.
Precisely. You trust them because they're unbiased and not for profit, and they'll tell you everything from where your beef is coming from to the best minivan to keep your children safe. Empower functions in the same way. It is incredibly unique, and that is one of the only financial companies in America that supports the consumer. There's no proprietary products, no bank, and we are showing Americans financial options they never knew they had. We are coaches, educators, and messengers, not salesmen. Be that as it may, we live by the 6 steps to financial freedom. Does anybody here know what the first one is? Trey?
Increase cash flow.
So there's 2 ways to go about that. Everybody wants to increase their cash flow. You can spend more, or you can make more money, or you can decrease your expenses. I really have a very tight budget that I adhere by, and my lifestyle kind of sucks. So I obviously want to make more money. That's the first thing you have to do. Free up money to continue to build the long term. Does anybody know what the second one is? William.
Establish an emergency account.
So most people think that merely a few weeks of your income is what you need to get out of the woods. But if you have a heart attack, you're looking at 3 to 6 months of remission before you can actively work in any occupation, whether you're a pencil pusher or a bricklayer. We coach to have 6 months of your income stowed away in the event of an emergency or disaster that pertains to your family and livelihood. And we show you that that is absolutely possible. Many of these things people never thought could exist, or that they never thought they could reach for, and we coach people to do better. The third one, manage and eradicate debt. Who here agrees by a show of hands that debt stinks?
Yeah.
So the American dream, get a car, get a house, white picket fence, a little puppy, which by the way is a lot of money, and start a family. Well, what do you have to do to get a house, Joyce?
You have to go into debt.
You have to have a mortgage. In order to have a mortgage, you have to have credit. In order to have credit, you go into debt. So from day one, to build the American dream, you start by losing. And we coach people that it is possible to get out of mountainous amounts of debt in as little time as humanly possible. And we have the facts and science to prove it. The fourth, what does that say, Lindsay?
Ensure proper protection.
Shane is a big fan of acronyms. We call it EPP. How many things in life are insured? Raise your hand if you have the following things insured. Your car, your phone, your health, your home, your rental property. Essentially everything in this country is insured. Everything. This building, my body, your body, maybe even that fancy computer that Ryan got for buying a car is probably insured. But we're going to show you how to insure your income, which people never really knew existed. It's a concept that when you reveal to somebody, it's sort of, wow, I can insure my income. How do I do that? Well, that's why you're all here and that's why you're listening. The fifth, build long-term savings. Francisco, when you get your paycheck every month, where do you pay first? Where does your money go?
Rent,
Rent.
lunch.
So
Right.
yeah, all your bills, rent, feeding, clothing, power, water, your bills. Well, we teach people to pay themselves first. And that sounds like an extreme concept, but we make it possible. And it's really astounding to see that. I buy food from Walmart every week to feed me and my girlfriend, and I'm putting thousands and thousands of dollars every year into their supermarket section. And when I'm 67 years old, the stock boy at Walmart's not going to come up to me and say, well, guess what? You've been investing all this money into Walmart and helping our business grow. Now we're going to give you a kickback. Here's, 500 pounds of pasta. That's not how it works. But we teach you how to reward yourself. Sixth and finally is preserve your estate. I love my country. I'm a very patriotic American. Obviously, people like Francisco come here for a better life and the promise of a better world. It's the best country in the world. No ifs, ands, or buts, but I hate my uncle. My beloved grandfather, when he passed away, very tragic, very expensive death, unfortunately, because of cigarettes. We had lawyers calling for his pockets before his body even went cold. And I think that everybody deserves the opportunity to be private and enjoy the lives and reminisce on the lives of their loved ones and mourn them before they have to deal with collections. So we show people how to opt out of the tax system and give your family what they deserve. So if you don't have all of these things in place, we have what is called Swiss cheese finance. It's like having a rugby team with one really bad tackler. And what that means is that if there's a hole, it's going to be exploited. So we give people the opportunity to protect themselves, protect their income, and protect their family. And this meeting is here to reveal that to you. So moving forward, I hope I'm doing, oh yeah, BLT, I forgot. There's another Shane Young special, build long-term savings, and now I'm hungry. But we have a little bit of humor built into this because we're not a bunch of stiffs with toupees and business dudes. We're human beings. We're here to help people.
Now, can I interrupt?
Sure.
What I'd like you to do is, because we have one special guest, is make sure he comprendes everything
Sorry.
you just said. And that's right. You're awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Any
there's a little
questions
bit of
so
a
far?
language barrier.
You have to see. Remember, if he has a language barrier, we'll make sure he's getting.
Okay, and we'll make sure we bring all the materials to him and try to give him access to technology. Lo siento. I tend to get a little ahead of myself. I'm doing my very best to fill the shoes here, and I forget that we have some English learners in the room. But more power to you for trying your very best and being here in the first place.
Casi en todo, no todo entiendo, pero en algunas partes. Pero esto se repite otra vez o es la única vez. Se repite lo que él dijo ahora.
Otro día
Sí.
in Tuesdays. Nice. He says he understands most of it, but he's wondering if you could go over it again, so that he can fully comprehend it.
O es la
Well,
única
here,
vez.
you want me to do it real quick?
No,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
Okay. Watch. Number one,
Numero uno.
increase your money.
Más dinero.
Más dinero. Okay. Either by cutting expenses, lowering your rent, or making more. You have two choices.
Yeah.
Either cut expense, cut your rent, cut your fill bill, which you're not going to do,
Yeah.
or learn how to make more money,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Why not?
So everybody, including you, ustedes, want to increase your cash,
Yeah, that's right.
right? Amen?
Número dos.
Okay, dos.
Dinero para emergencia. Corazón, stroke, car accident, automobile.
He works with his hands, break his hand.
Yep. Let me know if you understand. If you lose your ability to work with your hands, you lose your ability to make money. Your hands are what are insuring you. You ever watch baseball?
Yeah.
Shane Young always brings up a guy named Roger Clemens, a serial steroid user, but other than that, one of the best pitchers of all time.
Great example, but he probably has no clue what you're doing.
He was a pitcher para baseball, insured his right arm because that's how he makes his money. He makes his money with his arm the same way that you do with your hands. If you lose your ability to lay the bricks and do what you do for a living because your hands are no longer usable, or you lose 3 or 4 fingers, you're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
And most Americans, most people in the world live on the razor's edge, not knowing that not only are they subject to, in a flash, losing their job, but also possibly losing their ability to work. Their trade is suddenly removed from their livelihood.
So let's go right to the point. Can I do it? Because we're gonna hurry up.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, it's all right. We gotta get through it and still communicate, right?
Yes.
Build an emergency fund. Can you,
Una emergencia de dinero cuando y Empower enseña 6 meses para todo año dinero. So you make 30,000 a year. Empower enseña menos $15,000 para todo, para una emergencia. ¿Entiendes?
Sí.
solamente emergencies?
Sí.
For not extra spending, just on the side, right? You agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Next one. Manage and get rid of debt. Most American debt, bills, mortgage. When you buy a car, people take loans. Loans are debts. Comprende? Yeah. Most people, my house that you helped me on,
Yeah.
no mortgage.
No.
No. Most people have what? Mortgage. That's debt, right? They borrow money from a bank to buy the house. Comprende? See,
Mortgage, ¿qué es mortgage?
Es dinero para pagar para una casa.
No.
from the bank though.
Or-
Pero
But yeah, explain that.
el banco gives you dinero para es mortgage, es dinero de el banco para una casa.
Like a car loan, house loan, personal loan. You understand banks loan money? That's debt. Now you pay them back. See, I don't have a bank loan.
Well,
No debt.
Hipoteca?
I don't think anybody knew exactly what we were talking about at their first meeting anyway.
What's that?
I don't think anybody knew what we were talking about at our very first meeting.
Cuando
I couldn't do this.
me vine
You
de
still can't, but
Guatemala,
that's right. We're gonna get through it now.
Doing a great job.
You gotta do
He
it.
just keep
Cuando me
coming.
vine de- when
I know that,
from
but-
Guatemala,
He also has a language barrier.
Of course.
put some terrenos,
Money.
no, terrenos, like papers to the bank, and they give me money.
Yep.
So they use that money to get it.
Okay.
I
Oh,
used
wow.
them, yeah, before, now I pay it off.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a loan, you had debt.
Right.
Es lo mismo.
Okay.
See, we say no debt,
No, no,
get rid of it, right?
yeah,
No mas.
that
See?
make you feel like.
Bad.
You feel like you got a chain in your back.
When you don't have nothing.
Yeah, first time.
Right? He gets it. Good job.
Freedom.
Right?
I get
Okay,
it now.
next one.
Sure, proper protection.
If you can't work, we believe you should have insurance to replace your income. How do we do that one? Can
You
do
lose
that
your
one?
manos, no manos, no más trabajo, dinero para no trabajo. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying so hard.
Yeah, you do. Because I got the no work, no pay.
No work, no
Okay,
money.
yeah.
If you lose your fingers, you
You
can't
should
do what you
insure
do.
your income,
Oh,
so you can actually do that through life insurance and whatnot.
life insurance.
That's a one start. We'll explain later more, okay? You got it though?
Yeah.
Comprende?
Sí.
Okay, next one. Build long-term savings. So when you get old like me, you're supposed to say, you're not old. You're supposed to tell me that. So you look good for an old guy, right? He's looking at me like, huh? That's cute. All right, I can't afford to fool around like this, okay? But anyway, where was I going? I lost my thought.
You get old, you need savings.
Yeah, when you retire, when you get older, no more trabajo.
Yeah.
Just
You can't.
retire. You gotta have income, money. So it's long-term savings for when you're old, you don't have to work anymore. See?
Sí,
Bueno or bueno?
sí, bueno.
I thought so. Right, okay. Right? And when you're finished at retirement, when you're old, you protect, make safe all of your money, all of your earnings, everything. Make sure it's safe for your la familia. Comprende? Okay? That's what we say everybody should do.
Okay.
Más gentes, everybody, all gentes, right?
See,
Do what we say, and if solamente uno is no bueno there, malo. Okay? Complete plan, everything done. It make sense?
You
Okay.
have to do.
all six.
Yep. 1 through 6, all. Okay, 1, no good, no bueno, no good. Whole plan. Swiss cheese. You ever see Swiss cheese? Got a hole in it, right? You don't have all 6, you got a hole. Comprende? Yeah, he gets it? How about that?
Okay, so we did this in the beginning. I kind of did it out of order. I explained who we were and what we do, what makes us different. Like I said, we are educators, we are messengers, we are not salesmen. We are here to represent the American people who for over a century have been bamboozled by robber barons and Wall Street bankers. We believe we're on a crusade because if an individual that works his hands to the bone like Francisco can no longer use his hands, he's going to lose his opportunity to make a living and he's going to be out on the street. And we believe that every American deserves an opportunity to live the American dream, no matter where you're from, no matter how long you've been here. So we offer people options. I believe that if the freedom or the meaning of life can be placed in one word, it is choice. And right now people don't have the choices they want to be able to have. So we focus on estate planning, freedom from debt, retirement, taxes, etc. I'll go ahead and move along. So how many people here know who Bear Bryant was? Trey, Joyce. He was the checker-hatted, fedora-wearing, legendary Alabama coach, won everywhere he went. He, believe, is the only college football coach to ever have won 6 national championships. A caricature of him is in Forrest Gump. He has a very famous quote, defense wins championships, offense sells tickets. Or is it the other way around? I think I said it backwards. What can a team do? If a team can't score, what can they not do? Win. So in this case, if Uncle Sam can't score off of your money, he can't win that duel. So the first thing that we do is we take everybody and we build up a defense. We fortify the ramparts before we go on the attack and plan the fun parts of our lives. See what I'm saying? So defense. Market loss. In 2008, all of the people that you see bagging groceries that are signing receipts at Costco, they want to be playing with their grandkids. They're not there because they want to be. They're there because they have to be there because they lost 38% overnight. Boom. Everybody lost everything, and now they're going to work till they die instead of being the abuelo that they wanted to be. So we give you shelter from the inefficacies and tangential market. Moving on. Fees and commissions. We're going to show you a video later that highlights just how much the mutual fund is making off of your qualified fund. They are making a lot more than you think, and the methodology with which they're going about it is a lot faster than you think. So anytime you think you're making a gain on a qualified fund, 401k, IRA, 403b. You're not. They are. And you're losing. Taxes. If you could opt out of the tax system for your retirement, wouldn't you?
Yep.
I believe, and like I said, I love my country, but simple mathematics and numbers just isn't a partisan issue. Say that the government doesn't really know what they're doing. They're a chicken with their head cut off, and they're taking more and more money every single year. Right now, the lowest tax bracket is about 15%. When Ronald Reagan was coming into office, it was over 80. He cut it down to 28. Now imagine if you could survive off of 28% in today's economy. This isn't your grandpa's economy. It's not your mom's economy. It's our economy. And we're showing people the government is wasting your money. They're not building schools and fixing potholes. They're blowing it on social programs I think are garbage. So we show people how to avoid Uncle Sam dipping his greedy hands into your pocket. Now we need to go on offense. Now that we've protected and sheltered ourselves from the powers that be, we need to show people that we can grow.
Tony,
So-
excuse me 1 minute. Anybody entertained by Tony so far?
Yeah.
How about this one? Fortify the ramparts.
I'm a big nerd.
Did anybody catch that?
It's like a medieval warfare.
I was ready to go wear my flag. Fortify the ramparts. It was so funny. Now poor Francisco's going, what the hell is he
Sorry,
saying?
but-
And efficacies. I mean,
Yeah, I am using big
Joyce
words.
said, Trey said, what is that? Is he speaking Latin? You know,
Mucho,
tangential, right?
mucho
Tangent.
practico para this. Mucho practico. Just keep coming every Tuesday, and you'll get it. No matter how much English you need to know, I believe in you.
I want you. He's doing this for the first time and doing mucho bueno.
Gracias.
Okay. Okay. Very good. And he's doing it in his style, and it's very different because even William's paying attention.
Well, we started a little late. Growth. Growth. What
Hey,
it,
wait,
so,
he's got a question.
Now, if I stay, I keep learning what you going to teach me to
All the
need to
time.
know.
Yes.
you'll be
I have-
standing here taking my
I have
job.
to do what he's doing because
If you want to someday, if you want to be big,
uh,
you want to make $100,000 a year.
It's a lot of Guatemala.
The answer is C. If you want to make littler, no. But if you want to be big, grande, and bring it to the whole Hispanic market,
Yeah, I can't touch them.
they need to be a leader.
Yeah. because
Are you a leader?
Well,
How do you say?
Are you a general? Leader. Are you
Jefe.
strong?
I
A jefe. See,
That's
you
a
will
jefe.
be.
You a grande?
Not really.
and the job.
No, in your life. In life.
Okay.
Is it really?
Well, house,
You will be.
home, yeah.
In home, with your amigos, amigas.
Here no Guatemala.
And what? No, but you want to be here.
Yeah.
Aquí. Ahora.
Yeah. With,
See?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So after my presentation, our resident scientist and a number cruncher is going to come up and show you what the market has been doing compared to what your money's been doing. And the contrast is stark. So we want you to grow your money. And 98% of the time they're advertising certain qualified funds. You're still going to grow, possibly, but you're also subjected to these things. So we want you to grow your money without fear of risk. And we do that. We show you how to do that, as surprising as that sounds. Next thing, income. Listen, Social Security is not going to last. Maybe Coach Young might be fortunate. Maybe Joyce might get it. We don't have pensions. We don't have Social Security. And there's a bunch of young people running around with their insulated perspective because America has the best military and we can go anywhere for Wi-Fi and air conditioning. And we genuinely believe that we're going to be fine. That when I'm 65, if I do absolutely nothing but work, I'm going to have income. We show people that you can grow old and you don't have to worry about growing old. Next, safety. Like I said, you might think this is defensive, but it's also offensive. How can you go on offense if you don't have any safety? So we show you all that. Liquidity. Getting your money out of a 401k, an IRA, 403b is like pulling the teeth of a great white shark. It is nearly impossible, and if you do, you're going to surrender such a large amount of money, grande dinero, that it's not even going to be worth it. you're going to lose no matter what. If you pull it, you lose. If the market drops, you lose. Taxes and fees, you lose. The American economy is built against the consumer. Unfortunately, these qualified funds are the greatest scam reported upon the American people. And you're a loser because of it. It's not because you are a loser, it's because the people that make these funds write the rules. And why would anybody that's running the game write the rules to favor you? Moving forward, tax efficiency, another hybridized defensive offensive strategy. How are you going to be able to grow your money if you're getting hit left and right with taxes? Everywhere you go, they're going to tax it. They're going to tax you from the moment you're born to the day that you die. And I just think it's unfortunate that we don't have as much respect for the dead in this country, that we have to be robbing them while they're going into the grave. So the Bear Bryant strategy, we defend and then we attack.
Okay,
Moving forward.
did he comprende?
¿Comprende? Así, más o menos.
Now, I want to throw a point in for all of you for a learning point. I don't know if any of you are paying attention to national politics of late.
I know.
But okay, well, these debates are going on, and the last Republican debate was superb for only one reason, in my opinion. Okay, it was entertaining, by the way. Did anybody watch it?
I watched some of it. I
Okay.
love Ted Cruz's statement.
Yeah, well, okay, Ted Cruz was awesome. Rubio was awesome. They were all awesome. Okay,
Except for Jay. That
Yeah.
wasn't very good.
Well, all right. Well, anyway, I'm not here to politic on it, except for this, that Christie and several of them stood there on the stage and said to you all, said to the nation, it's the first time I've heard this in my almost 62 years of living, and heard it from a politician on stage. And they flat out said, your government's stealing from you. That was their quote. Your government, and several of them said it, your government is, Rand Paul said it, Christie said it, said, they've been lying to you. He even said that the Social Security Administration is flat dead broke. You people, you millennials, aren't going to see Social Security. They're all lying to you. Something has to be done here. First of all, they're going to have to raise the rate for retirement in this country big time. They said it. First time I ever heard any politician say it publicly. And they were flat out challenging the government, saying, this government doesn't know what it's doing. You want the same old, I'm telling you right now. And they said it was dead, broke in, I think, how many years, Dave? Do you remember what that was? No, it's way before that.
Earlier than that.
I've read projections. No, but he's saying 6 to 8 years from now. It's underfunded, it's broke. Okay.
Underfunded by $30 billion per year, starting in 2016.
Well, they
So
also
is Medicaid, Medicare.
Medicaid, $719 billion was looted from Medicaid, 1/3 of the value of that account to fund Obamacare, which is a flop, which is raising everybody's interest rates. People are losing their insurer. They were not creating any new doctors or any new nurses. We're not even incentivizing them, but we created 13,000 new IRS agents.
So there's a lot going on that's going to affect everybody's family in this room. And you're all going to have to start really buckling down to learning state-of-the-art things that are going on so you can shut up everybody you talk to. Because the American public is being dumb, deaf, and blind. They don't get
They
it.
don't want to hear it.
And it's, well, I don't know that they don't want to hear it. They're so busy in their life and so selfish that they're not paying attention, thinking, I'm running life. This is what I know. When you grow up in your surroundings, you think that's the norm. See, whatever your lifestyle of life is right now, you think that's normal. We were blessed with the idea of knowing nothing's normal. It's what is your normal? We knew that there's always a better life.
Yeah.
And you know what? My mother, when I was a little kid, my brothers hated it. They took us on rides on Sundays to go see big estates. I used to say, who lives in that? Why don't we live in that? So that taught me back then when I was a little kid that there's always something better to have, and you can have it if you want it in this country. Go to work for it. So half your people you know are sleeping. They don't believe it. So I don't buy what you all just said. I think you got to learn what I was talking to you downstairs about, Joyce. It's a learning lesson I'm doing in class right now. Is that you got to learn to attack. You got to learn to be aggressive and bold. Watch. You all have, and you have to do it polite and respectful. You all worry about being politically correct. We have no concern about that whatsoever. Politically correct right now, in this time, in this day and age, is worthless to you. It doesn't prove you a frigging thing in your life. You need to learn to kick it in the teeth and go on. I don't worry about being politically correct when I'm absolutely right.
Political correctness is a tool that is used to stifle productive debate.
Ooh, that was profound.
Wow.
If
Okay?
you can't say anything to somebody without fear of reprisal for the rhetoric itself, you're not going to change the world.
So you got to learn. Very good. See, that's what we're here to do, to change the world. Now he ought to get on with life and build a big business because he's got a pretty good rap. Okay? So all of you got to learn, stop thinking it's flowery language. I was just teaching Joyce downstairs because Joyce is going, well, I don't understand everything. I don't know everything. Yeah, okay, don't be worried. Relax the face.
Heard?
Yes, I did. No, I don't know
What did
everything.
you think I said?
Well, but that's what I was interpreting hearing.
Well, I'm gonna be aggressive and contest that. I don't know. Go ahead, sir, I'm sorry. Good
Wow.
learner.
No, I'm listening to what you have to say. Well, I'll tell you about something after.
Yeah, well, we want to start hearing, like Joyce was telling me about a story. See, everybody's got a story. You all got stories. We got to close people, and you got to shock people into reality. Being polite, respect, always dignified, always polite, always never defame you, your family, your name, your family, or this company, ever. So, but also don't tolerate BS and lies. I'll teach you what I want to teach you later if you're willing to hang out. Yeah, I was teaching Will Paquette how to recruit tonight. He's like, wow, wow, wow. And I was hitting him right in the head and telling him how to do this, okay? Because you don't have to put up with crap from anybody. And people that are aloof or selfish, they're not paying attention, you have to catch their attention. They have to get that you're serious as a heart attack, okay? And that you mean business. When they do, they're going to back up and listen. Either say yes or no. And if they say no, later for them. Right. And you got to learn to recruit through people, not even them. Half of them aren't even worth your time, but they might refer somebody to you that is. Does that make sense to you? So in Joyce's case, she was telling me about this young lady, 40 years old, just got fired from the town of Naples, got a whole of money, her 401k, and somehow, again, it's not clear to me, it's Joyce's interpretation of what she heard, they mandated that she take her retirement and roll it into a Citi or Chase account, Chase Bank, for 90 days. They've got no right to dictate that to her. So now she locked up her money for 90 days and probably a 90-day CD that Chase just loves. Who knows how much money that is? When she was fired, she gets that money. That's her money she's entitled to. That's one of the only times you are. Truth be told, as you all know now from the laws that we're discovering, is that we can challenge every trustee that there is. Okay? Yeah, it does suck. And half these people that run companies don't know. And I'm losing Francisco in this, so we'll explain. Don't worry about what I'm doing now, okay? Just so you all know it, that the laws changed 2 years ago. We just found this out by all the readings, and Tony Robbins turned us on to this, which is pretty good, and we've done the homework on it, that the laws have changed out of the Bureau of Labor that reinforced, and the administrative laws hold all the CEOs of the companies responsible as the fiduciary responsibility besides the trustees. That's exciting. Because most CEOs don't have a clue that they're now responsible, because the people that they're entrusting to manage the money, they just think that they're managing the money. They don't have a clue that they're ultimately responsible. So if you were to find any deficiencies in a 401k that doesn't meet benchmarks, what's a benchmark? The market, rate of returns. You know what I think a benchmark is? Having the right to have living benefits, having the right to have tax-free income off of that. That's a benchmark to me. That's a viable option. If they don't have it in there and it's available, see, I'm willing to challenge the system. And what I found out was, too, that when you are challenging the system, the majority of them aren't doing it right, and they're getting fined. The minimum fine was $600,000. So we can tell them, we got 600,000 reasons for you to pay attention to us right now. You know what? They're not going to want the hassle. I'm doing this for Will Paquette's mother. I'm going right after a major corporation to release $1 million and tell the guy, if you don't, we're going to make you an object lesson. Want to play the game? See, you know what they're going to do? Give her friggin' money and shut up. That's exactly what we do. Because you know what? A trustee can make that decision. Just give her money. Don't tell anybody else. Keep it quiet. Give her money. We'll hit them one at a time. I don't care. So I'm willing to go after the world. That's just me.
That's awesome.
See, because I don't like laying down. I don't like taking crap. I don't like the system. The system sucks. They justify it. They're stealing your money. So your lady's getting stolen from, and you're going, oh? And then Joyce is trying to recruit her. She goes, well, call me in January. What? And Joyce bought that. I don't buy that 1 minute. Talk to me like I'm 6 years old. Make me understand why you want to wait until January. Do you have any idea? You don't even understand the value of the money. You think it's okay that they just took your money for another 90 days? You got to start asking questions. You got to challenge me, but you got to, in your heart, know what you're doing is 100% right. So I went through that with Joyce. Joyce, Is there any question that we're doing the right thing? You know, so I had to get her to join the crusade again inside her heart to let sure, even if she doesn't know what she's talking about, she gets them to commit to talk to somebody in this company that does. Does that make sense to y'all?
Yeah, and when you say, we're doing the right thing, we're doing the right thing because the market loss, fees and commissions, all those.
Watch, here's what I did. I'm gonna do one quick second. I hope you have time. Watch this one. You okay, Ryan, with this?
Yeah.
You okay, Anthony? Watch what I did. I'm role-playing about Mrs. Paquette. Anybody, any of your people you got. Lindsay, you got a gross attitude.
Mhm.
In fact, you're gross. You're always into gross things. Gross is disgusting to me. You're always looking at gross things. I'm a net guy. I like nothing but net. When you play basketball and you get a swish, what's that called?
Nothing but net.
Nothing but net. I want net ball. See, you're all into gross things. Gross income, gross salary, gross results. I'm into net results. I want net, net, net. You're into gross, gross, gross. Do you know you got a gross retirement? Do you know what they're doing to you is gross? Do you know that they're grossly taxing you? See, I don't want any of that. I don't want any taxation. I don't want them penalizing me. I want net, net, net. I'm a net guy. Now, do you want gross or you want net? Because you're pretty gross. Gross is disgusting. Okay, I think you're all gross. I want net. I want market loss. I don't want to pay all these taxes. I want to pay all these fees. You see, you're doing all that. I want my results to be net. I'm a net kind of guy.
Mhm.
How do you like that approach? Anybody get it?
Well, when you know the truth and you can back it up with fact, you have no reason not to be bold.
All of you know the truth and all of you know the facts. You just haven't put it together yet because you're not showing up on time. You don't come to all the meetings. You're not on all the phones. You don't do what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it. All those things. You let life take over. You're not plugged in. You haven't bought this as your business yet. Boom! You're gross. I'm a net guy.
It would need a role play, like in the morning call
So-
this morning.
Hey, how many people enjoyed that little spill?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, that was just a little one. That was a training class. Was that good? Poor Francisco. What is he talking about? Okay, did y'all get it though? See? Yeah.
Well, no, because I ran into my friend today at work, and I've already showed him the videos, and he told me to get back to him because he's doing stuff with his business, but he has an IRA. So today we talked about it, and I'm like, when can we meet? When can we do your, analysis? And he was like, soon, blah, 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 and he's like, told me that he has an IRA. So when he says to me that he has an IRA, what can I say back to him? I don't want to tell him that that's bad or negative or, oh, you have an IRA. Like, but why, what can I say to him that's going to make him think that what I have could be better than what he has?
What do you like about your IRA?
Yeah.
What do you like about your IRA? Why'd you get that?
Okay, so he can
Tax
say,
advantages.
I'm saving money for retirement for it.
Awesome. And what vehicle do you have your IRA in?
I don't know.
Right, you asked me, I'm doing,
Mutual funds.
great. And so here's my question. How many fees you paying in your IRA?
5%.
You
5%?
sure about that?
Just make it up.
I was about to say.
Don't make it up. You see, these are
Oh,
the
I
things you're
don't know
supposed.
I don't know.
Neither does he. That's my point.
Yeah.
Ask the questions, stimulate the thought. Well, and here's what when you find out they don't know, well, it's your IRA. Don't you think you ought to know? It's only off your money. See see, you don't want to be gross. You want to be net. What am I talking about? You're grossing everything right there. You're putting your money away. You're subject to market risk based upon the mutual funds. You're paying a lot of fees. And by the way, would you be surprised now you're paying 12 to 17 different fees?
So, right, so what we have is something that's less fees, not in the market. I mean, I know these things. but
That's right. So you're
I
supposed,
keep repeating
but
it.
I wouldn't say it. I'd get his interest to sit down to learn the whole story. And remember this, one size never fits all, Lindsay. You got to get that. Because watch, there are some people that we might just bring right to the investment advisors.
Mhm.
We don't know. We think that there's a foundation. We believe that if you're going to build a strong building, you better dig the foundation. You better put strong footings in and build fence drains. And then you build from the ground floor up. Everybody clear about that? So if your foundation isn't secure, neither are you. So what do I mean by that? I want everybody to have those 6 steps done.
What do you think about someone having their money in real estate? When they say, oh, well, I have money in real estate.
Is it all in real estate?
Or like, what do you even mean by saying you have your money in real estate?
Right, so you gotta, that's just people, here's what's happening, just,
So what if the house burns?
no, forget that.
But I'm just saying.
They could be in REITs, you know what a REIT is? I mean, anybody that's a real estate guru, or they think they are, so you're asking questions that are so vague in general, and I gotta let you know that most people, I don't care who they are, most of your friends don't have a clue. Most of them. I'm gonna tell you, 95% of the people you're talking about don't know what they're doing. They don't have a clue. I'd love to have them sit here and I just start asking them questions.
Yeah.
They own real estate. Is that an apartment building you own? You own a couple of houses? Do you own REITs? What do you own? Do you own commercial? You own rent? Who cares? And that's just one block of business. Be fully diversified. Why would they put all their eggs in one basket? And by the way, has the real estate market ever crashed?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever think it's going to crash again? Okay, so why would you put all your eggs in that basket? Would you believe in diversification? Love the fact you're in real estate. Would you like to diversify? Would you like to make sure your money's safe?
Right, because that's why I showed the video today, and he said he only got through the second video, to the debt video. He hasn't watched the third one. He said he's going to, but he was like, I don't want to invest. My money's in real estate. Plus, I already had my money in the marketplace, and I lost. And I was like,
That's exactly why you want to speak to us.
I guess, and I said that, but I need to meet with him in person.
Yeah, most of your contact, eyeball to eyeball, is going to work. On the phone or Skype is good, but on the phone, long distance, it's tough unless you get people's attention and you keep their attention. That's why we tend to be hard hitting. Because remember, listen to this now, if you all buy into this. This was my theme before. You really all got nothing to lose. So shame on you for not being bold. What do you got to lose?
Nothing.
Right. They do. You don't. So you got nothing to lose besides telling the truth. So you better learn the truth. I've heard this story 3 times since I've been sitting here this evening about, we tell the truth. Well, do you know the story? Can you tell the truth? Can you do it without being a know-it-all? You see, you don't have to tell everybody how much you know. You don't have to be a smart guy. You got to be a person that asks the right questions and have a conversation. And when you can engage people and really be with people, exactly what you wrote down when Lindsay said, what would I say to him? Well, why'd you get that IRA? See, I want to know what makes you tick. Why'd you do that? See, I want to know what is it about you that thinks that was the right thing to do. I'm going to ask them a ton of questions because they're going to give me all the answers to give them all the feedback back.
Yeah.
401ks, that's like people with 401ks. Why do people get that?
Because they don't know any better and they went to the HR department. You hear our story,
Yeah.
you walk in, they say, here, you can opt out. They don't know any better. They think, and guess what? Their parents tell them to get it.
Yeah, that's like
Every financial planner you read about in the newspaper says, max your 401k, take the free money. These more morons. Susie Orman ought to be hung. If I could capture her, you know where I'm sending her? Over to the Middle East, wherever ISIS is, I'm putting her in there. Gitmo. I put her in Gitmo. She's a thief and is a paid hand. That's all she is. She's a lying dog and on national television. And she's invested in all the wrong, she doesn't even invest where she tells people to go. She's a phony. But she makes a lot of money. She makes millions of dollars.
You ever notice that every single financial advisory show on all the major news networks, the only reason why they're running is because there's a win and a loss every day. If they were talking about investing in the IUL, there'd be no point of even having the show because it wouldn't change.
Well, I'm about to tell you too. We're going to get into another level with this RIAs too, but that's another subject, another day. And you need to all grow up. You need to be building businesses, which none of you are doing.
I'm working on it. I got my guests on the line.
I will say that I could use some coaching on recruiting. I think that I can recruit, but it's been difficult to getting people to want to do something like this.
Well, it's how we're speaking to people. And guess what? This is a business. It's no different than any other business. It's pure numbers.
Mm-hmm.
That's all this is. It's just numbers. Know that you'll get wealthy if you do the work. And you have to be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Did everybody hear that?
Yeah,
Okay, what did I just say?
you have to be consistent.
Okay, have you been consistent?
Not as much as I should be.
All right, was that yes or no?
No.
Thank you very much. Bubby Boy, Brian Young, have you been consistent?
I've been pretty consistent.
Is that a yes or a no?
In what context?
Completely submitted to your business.
Yeah, I'd say so.
You got Huey Louie there shaking his head.
Okay.
Right behind you.
How many pending apps do I have right now? I got a lot of business.
Yes, right? That's what.
Everything, now I'm not mad at him, but vacations, trips, he does have apps in, that's
More
good.
business than anybody.
Okay. Whoa,
Including you?
well, no, that ain't saying a lot. Okay, more, how much you got in? 0? That's not a lot more than you.
This is coming in. We're working on.
Coming in doesn't count.
Okay, well, watch. I'm not
talking.
talking tattoo and Fantasy Island.
Three pending.
I'm his little field worker.
One just got issued today. One just got issued today.
All right, so stop your yapping.
Our first one-
Ryan says yes. What was my question? Are you
Consistent.
consistent?
Consistently sucking.
What?
I'm sucking. I'm not doing like great. I could be doing a lot better.
You will. Are you consistent though? You've been consistently late up until tonight, right?
So I'm not consistent because I'm constantly changing and improving. I'm not consistent.
All right, now you're waffling now. You're trying to
I'm
get.
not consistent with my business.
You know my point.
I think I have been 50% consistent.
Right, 50%. It's not 100. So you're going to get 50% results too.
Well, 50% in and of itself is
Trey, are
inconsistent.
you consistent? No.
Thank you.
Joyce, are you consistent?
Very much.
You get my point? See, if you get this business down to the fundamentals, now watch. I can take a brand new guy like this that even has a language barrier and teach him how to make $100,000 a year. And if he's coachable, and a guy like this might be, I'm gonna ram it down all your throats.
Yeah, it'll be a real example.
Oh, all the time.
People's
I will
lives.
say though, this, and I've talked to Shane about this, of how it can get faster. So I started showing the videos before I meet with them now. No more showing videos in person. I show the video before, I make the appointment for the CNA when I meet with them. Because if they don't watch the video, I'm not gonna sit at Starbucks in Naples when I drove 45 minutes, my gas, I'm just saying. And-
Tax deductible.
Yeah, I know, and I get all that, but I'm just saying, like, they have to have the interest in it. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
So I was talking to Shane about making it faster, because it needs to be
Okay, listen to
not-
my statement. I'm gonna make a statement. It's open for you, but I'm not gonna take any of you serious right now. Then we're gonna go back to the meeting for Cisco. You okay?
Yeah.
Are you not falling out on me, are you? Here's the deal. You ready? Are you okay, Trey?
Mhm.
Did you move too many boxes today?
I did, no, I was out in the sun all day.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's like a lobster.
Okay? You're like Francisco, but look how tan he is.
Handsome.
He knows how to take that sun, man. That's another thing. I was saying, you want water? I mean, the poor guy. I don't know how people do that.
Sunscreen.
All right, so here's the deal. Now wake up.
I'm awake.
Now watch. Joycey, baby. If I could show you a system, now listen to my words. This was a big debate on Sunday night, because people time me up and make me stay up on stupid phone calls I don't want to be on, but I'm doing. If I could show you a system that will absolutely teach you a business that you have to work for 30 days, and you have to be coachable. You have to do everything I'm asking you to do for 30 days. And my promise to you is after you complete the 30 days, as long as you do everything I'm asking you to do, I'll go over that with you, you'll never have to do it again. And within 6 months to a year, you'll be making 6 figures for the rest of your life. Would you submit or think that you entertain that system?
Yeah.
Now, everybody says yes or will, the way we asked that question. How many people will ever really do it? That's Walter Garcia, not really calling me at this time.
One
He's always-
out of 20.
Well, I'm not taking it, okay? I won't take anybody that's not serious, because I'm gonna have a requirement. Now, this is what we're doing with this President's Council thing. We're narrowing it down and making it a science. And I'm doing things even different than that. Why? Because I happen to already know what the learning curve is. I've been through all this already. So, and there's a difference there. And this isn't a hard business, because too many of you are working too hard and you're getting frustrated. I don't care what people think or say. I've learned to do that. Now, that came with time. I learned it, but I learned it early on by watching other people. So I was blessed. I actually sat in a room like this in the big guy's office in the corner, watching the guy talk to people all day. I told that story a lot of times. I kept doing it. Why? Because I know I'm not smart enough. I wanted to imitate what I saw was successful. And they weren't even good people. The system was good, the people weren't, and yet they were good manipulating people. It was incredible. Different system, different world, different time. It's not the same thing. However, the business is the same. So, watch this one. It's real simple. I was telling Will, and I'm going, can we do a training class for a minute, and then I'll come back to Francisco? Is everybody okay with this?
Yeah.
Because you got a guest on there, and I don't want to blow this thing up.
Yeah. I mean, she's been 110% attentive, so this is good for her.
All right, now here's, watch this one. You see, you all are in your own business. Do you understand that, Joyce?
Yes.
You're working for you and your family. You're not working for Trey Carter. You're not working for Steve Young. You're not working for Ryan Young. You're working for you and your family. Does that make sense?
Yes.
This is your business. Some of you got, see, I got that one right away. When I got that this, you're building a business within a business, and the business that you're in is going to support you. What more do you want? How important is that, Anthony?
I've never once made a call where I didn't know everything that I was going to say. And if I didn't, I had Ryan right there.
Big, huge support there, right? You don't have to be alone in this thing at all. So watch this one. I want people to know, especially when you're talking to friends, family, loved ones, or anybody else you know, and you're talking to people that got attitude, how many of you have sensed an attitude right away when you're talking?
Right away.
When you're talking to a client?
Yeah, or no, not a
Absolutely.
client, a person, whether it's for a clientele or recruit. See, I recruit everybody first, because every client is not a recruit, but every recruit's a client.
Mhm.
And I know this, it's a numbers business. I'd rather go get my 12 out of the way now and teach them how to make $100,000. I'm looking for 12 people in the United States out of 315 million people that will say, you know exactly what you're talking about. I'm willing to listen and imitate exactly what you're doing, and I'll put the work ethic behind it. If you're telling me I can be blessed with $100,000 a year, I'm in. See, I bought that. None of you have bought it because you don't put the time in. You're too busy doing your thing, whatever your thing is. How am I doing so far? So watch this one. Here's my attitude about people that get attitude that you get. Watch, I was role playing with Will, and I said, Will, get your buddy. So I went right after him. I said, Will, look, Will, I need a favor. Will you help me out? Now you're Will.
Yeah.
I was talking about Will Paquette, but you're Will.
Yeah, I'll help you out.
You will? Great. Listen, I need your opinion. You always give it to me whether I like it or not. And the truth is, I saw something very compelling the other day, and I want you to look at it and evaluate for me. You in front of your computer?
I am. What's it about?
Well, I'm going to show you that in a minute, but let me make it real clear to you. I know this is not about you or for you, but here's the deal. I'm calling you because you're a center of influence. Do you see yourself like that?
I do know a lot of people and speak with them.
Okay, and you also carry some influence with people, so that's why I said center of influence. You also know like-minded people. You know somebody. See, you're very comfortable with what you're doing. You're perfectly okay with what you are. You're great. But you know other people that are not happy with where they are. They're stuck in their life. But I'm looking for other leaders. I'm on a mission for my company to go build a company, and I'm doing it now, but I need some good references. And either you're good at what you do or you're not. So I want you to look at a couple of things here. I want your opinion on it, and then I want you to give me a know that's sick and tired of being sick and tired, and who wants to have an opportunity if somebody's willing to coach them in a major operation to expose the financial services industry in this world. Am I clear?
That's great. Yes.
Okay.
You work through him, and then he'll probably see the opportunity as well.
If he does, great. If he doesn't, you're getting a referral. And Will said to me, here's what he said to me. Well, but at the end of it, they go, well, give me a call next week. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't buy that. I go, Will, I'm talking to you. Either you're full of crap and you're not a senator, which you are. Don't put me off. I have no time for this. Are you clear about that? See, bold. You don't have anything to lose. Will, can I count on your level of integrity, or do you have any of it? See, all of you just think that, oh, I can't talk like that. I'm in everybody's face. Some of you go, oh, you're too tough on people. You're full of crap. You can't be too tough. People are in or they're out. Nothing's going to change their life. I don't care what they think of Steve Young. And guess what? They ain't changing their life. I'm here to get stoned, stinking wealthy, and build wealth for my family and everybody else and make a difference in the world. I can't wait. I was dreaming today about making hundreds of millions of dollars and starting foundations and giving. You know what? Can I share my dream today?
What's your dream?
I got a grandfather. His grandfather's at my house. I'm ready to kill him. He's deaf as, what's deaf? Bats?
No, they're blind. I was just about to say bats.
Yeah,
but
me
I was like,
too.
oh, they're blind.
This guy is deaf as deaf, man. You got, and everybody's screaming in my house now. Does anybody know what it's like to be in a house full of screaming people?
Yes.
The grandfather's deaf, the grandmother's deaf, and the mother's deaf, and they're all yelling at each other. And then they yell anyway, but now they're really yelling. I'm like, whoa, get me out of here. And then I'm trying to talk to him, and he's like, huh? And deaf people, it almost sounds like they're dumb because they can't hear.
Yeah.
Everybody with me? So you gotta yell to them, which is driving me nuts. Now, what was my point on that story? Oh, yeah, that, hey, you know what? I watched a couple of videos of watching little babies and then grown women get cochlear implants in their heads and watch them hear for the first time. I was so touched by that. I'm going to set aside a few $1 million to go secret anonymously, go to these foundations and find out needy people that are deaf and give them their hearing back.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I'm going to go do. Okay. I'm also going in, and the Bible says to take care of children and take care of widows. So hardworking widows, meaning single mothers that are verifiable and bona fide, working hard, I want to go make some rewards and stipends to and get them jobs and things like that. Make sure I'm going to set up money for that. Then, by the way, I had up, so you want to hear more thoughts and dreams? I do. Okay. I want to go into communities. There are great do-gooders in the world that never get recognized. There are people in the world that are constant givers. Give their whole lives, like Mother Teresa's. I want to go into the communities and find out who they are and take them and their family and send them on a 5-star vacation like they never saw before and reward them. And let them never know where the money came from and just reward them. And have a big party for them at whatever they're doing.
Wow.
And acknowledge and reward them. That's one of the things I want to do. Then I'm calling up Franklin Graham. We're going to have a little powwow, sit down and talk. Franklin Graham's Billy Graham's son.
Oh, yeah.
And he runs the Samaritan Purse. Great organization. We're going to find out where the need in this world
Billy
is
Graham's
most
still alive?
and donate a lot of money there. Yes, he is.
Wow, he was supposed to die like last year.
Now God's
He
preserving
was
that
really
man.
ill.
And it'll be soon, but I'll tell you what, it's going to be one hell of a
He's
ceremony.
hanging on.
God's blessing him. Okay, he's still coherent. All right, he's like 95 or something like that.
Old.
I just put it, go to my Facebook page, you'll see a tape of him today. I just put him up. He's preaching the word he's good at. Okay, Billy Graham was awesome. And so those are some, I was thinking of those things on the way from, what'd you say, all your persons way up in North Fort Myers? I'm way in South Naples. So on my drive here, that's what I was thinking when you said that. On my drive here, so he was giving me the excuse he's too far away. Well, so am I, but I'm here anyway. Boom! Did you get the point?
Did we have this conversation? I think you're thinking about someone else.
No, I know a guy named Anthony. He looked like Serpico. He was up there saying, hey, my girl's up in North Naples, or
okay.
North Fort Myers.
Fort Myers Beach.
Yeah, right. And I'm one down.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
and I live down in South Naples, so I'm still here. Okay, so that was my dream on the way here. Did anything affect you there?
Big dreams, coach. I like it.
Well, everybody ought to have big dreams. What do you think about that? That's just some of them, by
I
the way.
think they're great.
That's what I did between my ride from home up here in the car. What are you dreaming about? Is that cool? It's very cool.
And if you take care of yourself first, then you have the freedom to be charitable.
All the time?
You know what I would love to do?
Uh-oh.
And I know this is like getting late. It's not a powwow. I would love to build a business here that I could replicate, leave all my recruits here on their own, working for themselves, replicate this in Fort Lauderdale, and then start Miami Inner City Rugby.
Well, you can.
I could do this. I could literally take Shane's model and the model here and replicate the life that you guys have built over there. And there are just as many at-risk young people that need a sport that promotes camaraderie while giving them an outlet for their issues.
Correct.
And then you combine it with the fact that I'm sure that there are a lot of young kids down there that would probably be pretty damn good at rugby.
Ton. So did your dreams get stimulated a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you understand why I'm in this thing?
Yeah. Do you want to help share?
I want to make a difference.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Just by transacting business, you're making a difference.
Well, that's true. Okay, and this business is a vehicle to do all that stuff, and all of you are sitting around going, and you're not focused at all. Get focused and watch your dreams come true. It's really that simple.
Seriously, I mean, it's just.
It's that simple. And I don't care if you heard that little role playing about how to go through people. I go through people. I don't care. How do you think Pete Howe and Will Paquette and that whole New Jersey division came to me? It came to me through a minister. The minister's not in the business. He referred Pete Howe to me.
And it happens to people who don't even really want to make a difference, right?
Right.
And like I have a friend, single mom, she started an ACN and she disappeared for like 2 years and she's the top income earner in that company. Married the top income earner. They're like wealthy people.
Yeah.
And they're not doing anything like
They just
spectacular.
stayed consistent.
Yeah.
They didn't quit. They were dedicated. I'll guarantee you, they made the phone calls. They showed up at every meeting. They participated. They did what they had to do.
Yeah.
You can't make it here unless you do everything.
Yeah.
It's that simple. And we're starting you out, what I said was for 30 days. Now, here's the joke. And Al Carty said it this morning. I know most of you aren't going to do it. He's right.
And you know what? It's funny because this is an example of like the one person I was supposed to meet today, they wanted to, I know them as a business associate network marketing thing, but they wanted to go and like just whatever. And I was like, well, no, I want you to watch that third video and then we'll talk, And, I could have easily in my old Lindsay ways been like, okay, yeah, let's go just talk and then get to know you but no, like this is what I'm doing. When you stay focused on it,
Right.
like I was able to do my other 2 appointments. I guarantee if I would have just went and diddle-daddled, I wouldn't have done my 2 appointments.
Right.
Wouldn't have gotten numbers, that's it.
Any questions on what I just covered? Because I don't want to move on. Here's what we want to do. Let's just do the rule of 72. We don't have to do the debt video. I can show him the debt video. I can show him he won't get right away, I don't think, the red line, blue line. So I'll spend time with him, but let's do the rule of 72. So are we okay? Any questions on what I covered?
Yeah.
Are you okay so far?
All right.
I'm sorry, that was part of the class.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
To understand, comprende.
Yeah.
Are you okay so far?
Yeah.
I was teaching.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not part of the normal meeting. Now we're gonna go back for you, para usted. Okay, so Ryan, hey, Anthony, great job, Anthony.
Thanks, good job, appreciate it.
Good job, Anthony. Even though you look like Serpico.
Who's Serpico? Isn't it like, who is that?
That's, you don't know your movies.
I knew it was a movie, but I don't
He was
watch a lot of movies.
He was a drug king and a drug dealer in New York, and it was Al Pacino, and his name was Serpico.
Clearly, his business contacts were established with his guiling charm and good looks.
Maybe you're not Serpico.
He was just like, I'm so good looking, you have to buy my drugs. All right, we gotta knock it out. It's getting late.
Hang on, don't say that, because we got to guess it's only 9. It's only 9, so he's got like 20 minutes to go, and then we'll wrap
You
up.
got it. Oh, yeah. I'll click it
How'd
for
you like the diversion?
I think it's important to spend time like that.
Well, we will if you had classes like on Saturdays and everything, but all of you doing your
Whatever
own thing.
happened to that?
Well, because all of you are doing your own thing, so I just kind of abandoned it. What's that?
Soccer's almost over.
Well, see, you got soccer, he's got his stuff, he's got his stuff,
All right.
he's got his stuff.
Please give
You're
your
all busy.
undivided attention for Ryan Young.
I have to.
Good job.
With Joyce.
Yeah, Joyce has come. Joyce, you've been an inspiration to Trey. Go ahead, Ryan. I'm sorry. Well,
All right.
Ryan Young going to do the rule of 72. He's going to teach you about how money works now.
Yeah, Francisco. So this is a basic mathematical rule that teaches you about interest. Interest, interest. Yeah, like how money grows. Like if you have a credit card, you owe interest, or a loan, like we were talking about before. You owe interest on that, and if you put your money away, you want to grow it, like we were talking about, using compounding interest. So the rule of 72 is the mathematical equation that allows us to figure out how that happens. So this guy, you recognize this guy, Francisco?
Alberto.
Alberto Einstein.
You
No,
never heard
you're
of
not Albert Einstein. Okay. So he was a scientist and one of the smartest people, muy inteligente, and he's a physicist. So he came up with this math rule that says how money grows with interest. So give me a click, Tony. So the way you calculate is you take 72, the number 72 right there, and you divide 72 divided by your interest rate, whatever that is. So, and that will tell you how many years, cuántos años, it'll take for your money to double on itself. So, 72 divided by 1 is 72, right? So that means if you're getting a 1% interest rate, 72 divided by 1 is 72. That means it'll take 72 years for your money to double just one time. So if I had $2 and I had a 1% interest rate, 72 years from now, I'd have $4. Follow?
Yeah.
Let me ask you, how many years of school did you have in Guatemala?
In total, I think 6, but I lose 2 grades, so 4.
Uh-huh. Did you learn math?
Math, yeah.
Matemático.
Yeah, sí.
Okay. So
¿Cuántos años todo?
6 por todo, perdí 2. 6.
Easy stuff. So 4 years old.
Yeah, you'll get this.
okay.
So I'm going to do an example now, and it's with a 23-year-old. So say you're 23 years old now, and you have $5,000. You're going to go and you're going to put it in the bank, and I'm the bank right now. So you're going to deposit your money into my bank, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 2% interest on your money. So that means your $5,000 is going to grow at 2% interest every year. So 72, if you use the rule of 72, 72 divided by 2% there is 36, right? 72 divided by 2 is 36. That means that $5,000 is going to double every 36 years. You follow?
Yeah.
Okay. So in this example, if you're 23 and you put $5,000 in, you're growing at 2%. At 59, you're going to have $10,000. That's 36 years later. So 36 years after that, you're going to be 95 years old, and it's going to double again to $20,000. Comprende? Okay. So now I'm going to go one more.
Okay.
I'm going to increase your interest rate. So I'm the bank, and I'm going to say, you're going to come to my bank and give me $5,000 to deposit, and then I'm going to give you a nice prize, a TV or something, and then I'm going to give you 2% over here, but now I'm going to give you 6% instead. So 72 divided by 6 equals 12, right? So that means now your money is going to double every 12 years instead of every 36 years, like it says over here. So all that I did was I tripled your interest rate. I went from 2% up to 6%. And then I cut the doubling time down from 36 years into 1/3 of that, which is 12 years. So go back a sec, Tony.
I don't know how to go back.
Forget it. You're 23 years old and you have $5,000, right? If you ended with $20,000 over here at 2%, and all I did was triple the interest rate, what are you going to have at 95 years old at 6% here every 12 years?
Guess how much?
You have a guess?
What is that again? 95?
Supongo que,
Yeah.
supongo que la cantidad de 95 años de edad, a 95 años de edad, ¿cuánto tiempo?
Oh,
Supongo. So,
If all I did was go from 2% to 6% and doubling every 12 years instead of every 36.
it's 6% now.
I don't
No, it's only again.
It's going to be more, right?
know. More than 20.
It's got to be more than
Okay.
20, yeah. Mhm. So we'll just go through it.
Yeah, show 'em.
Go, Tony. So if your money's doubling every
Got
12
that.
years, that's a big difference, right? So 23 years old, 12 years later, you're 35 and you have 10,000. It's double, right? Then 12 years after that, you're 47 and you have 20,000 because it doubled again. And it does that all the way down here until you get to $320,000 at 95, which is the same here, right? So you could see that 6%, even though it's only 3 times
Yeah.
what 2% is, it actually equals a lot more. That's compounding interest. That's what that is. So we're going to go one more time. So check this out. Now we're going to go 8%. So 72 divided by 8 is 9. So now we're going to double every 9 years instead of 12. So we're only going 3 years less here than over here, right?
Yeah.
So if you're the same 23-year-old, same $5,000, I only increased it by 2 percentage points. So I went from 6 to 8, and then I decreased the doubling time from 12 to 9. So it's doubling 3 years earlier every single time. So do you have a guess of what you might have at 95 years old over here?
Between 5, 4,
400,000?
around, no, 440.
440?
It's-
Okay, no, that's awesome. That's awesome. So this is the deal that I always make. I'm gonna give you 440. You get your special prize, the TV that comes with opening the account, and I'm gonna keep all the change. So I'm gonna keep all the rest. Everything over 440. I'm gonna give you 440 though. So let's see what it does. Every 9 years, it's doubling. When you get to 95, you're at $1.28 million. That's a huge difference, isn't it?
Grande.
And-
Más dinero.
Yeah. You wouldn't always think that 6% going to 8%, that's only 2%, right? Difference? It's only a 2% difference, but look at how much different it is and how much money it produces. Because we're doubling every 9 years here.
Yeah.
So when you get to 95 years old, that's just the math says. This is a mathematical equation. It doesn't lie. This is what it's like this every single time. If you're going to get 8% every year, you're at $1.28 million. So which would you rather? Would you rather have A over here, or would you rather have B over here?
B.
B, obviously, right? The big one. The big one. He always says Benita. She was the one that's Benita. That's where the money is, right?
Yeah.
So it's an obvious answer, but this is what's happening. The banks, they're doing this for people over here. So the banks, you're putting your money in the bank, and do you know what a bank account pays in interest right now? No. Yeah, it's 0.02%. So 0.02 compared to 2 that I'm showing right here. So that's 100 times less. Less, yeah. So the banks here, you put your money in the bank, and then they're going to give you $20,000, really less than that, at 95 years old. What do you think the banks are doing? They're doing that right there. So how are they getting such a high interest rate on everybody else's money? And what we call this is legalized extortion. And extortion's theft, like stealing. So we're saying that the banks are literally stealing from people because you're going to put $5,000 in the bank, they're going to give you $20,000 at 95, and they're going to keep $1.26 million of what could be your money instead.
That's crazy. So that's, wow.
Do you know what it would take to double your money using that rule at 0.02%? 3,600 years. 3,600 years ago, Queen Hatshepsut became the first female pharaoh of the 18th dynasty of Egypt. The first rubber balls were discovered by archaeologists. That's when you would have had to invest your $5 grand to make 10.
That's amazing. Like, you're so, like,
Goes into it.
That's crazy. 3,600 years.
I got a question for you about this though, really quick.
Yeah.
Sorry. So the 2%, 6%, 8%, that's all the rule of 72. That's what we're kind of going against as far as our fees are lower.
Well, this
We
is
still have
fees. But this is without fees, without tax, without anything. This is in a perfect world. If you were growing your money and it grew at 8% every single year from the time you put it in all the way through to 95 years old, that's how much money you would have in your
Let's
account.
make a distinction, because Lindsay, your head went into a different direction right now. You were talking about fees. You're right when you want to talk about fees, but can you clear your mind for a minute? See, we do that every week. What we're promoting there is that's what the institutions are actually paying you on your money. So the banks are not even paying you 2% on your savings account right now, or your CD.
They're not paying me at all.
No, well, you really.
100 times less than that.
Okay, right now, if you went into a bank, a long-term CD may pay you 1%.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
familiar with CDs, but savings account, they don't pay you.
They do, but they pay, like Ryan said, they're paying you 0.02%. It's a joke. What he
Yeah,
just
it's
said,
not-
how many years, Tony, is that?
3,600.
He just
So
gave the answer.
old.
For your dollar to become $2 would be 3,600
Yeah,
years.
so it's not.
It's a scam.
Right.
It's a legitimate scam. Now, you've been seeing this for week after week, and your lights haven't gone on yet. Because I'm hearing that.
Yeah, I have. I always knew that about banks though. You're not getting paid by a bank. It doesn't matter. $3,600.
Where do 95% of all the people, And all the 95% of everybody you know, guess where they go every week?
To the bank.
They don't know what they're doing. They have no idea the dramatic. See, I want to appeal to your emotions saying your mom and dad are over there in column number 1 at 2%. The bank's doing column number 3. They're making $1.3 million and paying your parents 20.
They're making their money back.
Of course they are.
That's
Now,
how they're
they ought to
building
be locked up for that. See, there's the crusade. That's what put me in this business. That put me in the business.
See,
When I saw that for the first time, I got furious. I was
Oh my
pissed.
God. I'm thinking about my CD I had when I was 18 now.
See, and our generation, the young generation, or the first generation that I've seen has really resisted the banks. But instead of young people making something productive out of their antipathy and doing something like this, they're sleeping in their own garbage on Wall Street in a tent, playing drum circles. And we have to galvanize those young people who are pissed off just like we are to do something like this, instead of just holding up a sign and expecting that it can be changed. I mean, you can't round up these people and hang them because they're the ones who made the rules.
Now, on your side that you were talking about, there was 2 issues. Lindsay said was in the fees. Instead of you were into the rate of return, she's in the fees. You're right about the fees. We are everybody's got to make a living. We're not afraid of paying a service, no question about it. We believe anytime it's over 2.5% to 3%, it's extortion.
Right.
And that's what most of all the mutual funds and all the other investments that you got that people are investing in, all your 401ks, that's what they're paying. So not only are they overpaying in fees, they're not even making the rate of return.
And I put it into perspective using this.
Oh,
I'll put it into perspective right now. So Rule 72, like I said, is simply how money grows with compounding interest in a perfect world. So when you put that into perspective with fees and loss and taxes, which is what we talk about, if you're here at 8% and you're getting that somewhere on average, if you're paying 3 to 5% in fees on a mutual fund, your 8% is then reduced to 4 or 5%, isn't it? Because that percent that you're not getting 8 anymore because you're paying somebody else 3 to 5. So look at the difference between 8% and 6. That's 2%. If your fees are 3, then you're even lower than this number here. So the fees alone on your account, in thinking about the Rule 72, if you could have been here without those fees, and then you pay even 2% fees, you're back at 320,000 when you could have had 1.28 million. That's almost $1 million difference just from a 2% fee. So that's just talking about fees, not even taxes or market loss. So that'll put that in there for you. That's how the fees work into this. This is just the example of if you're earning 2% every year, this is what you have. If you have 6% every year, this is what you'd have. If you had 8% every year, this is what you'd have.
And that's actually what the banks have.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, they're going to give you this, and then they're going and giving you a credit card, and they're charging you, 17 to 33% on a credit card, which is doubling their money every 2 years.
Yeah.
If you're getting 33. Right. So they're making all this money using your money to lend to other people. That's how they make their interest.
Yeah.
They're charging other people interest.
So when someone says to me, well, I need to go talk to my accountant, or I have a 401k or whatever with Edward Jones. So basically they're paying these types of fees with.
absolutely.
So if they come to me and get an IUL with me, then they're not paying as much fees.
Half the
They're paying
process.
lower, their money's growing, it's on the market.
Right.
Simple.
And
That's
rather
all
than
the-
paying some dude to play with the money and try to beat
Right,
the
so
market,
everyone
they're getting a
feels,
service.
right, and I hear that, yes, and I hear that a lot, well, I need to go talk to my accountant. I just heard that at a meeting, he wants to talk to his.
Ask them if their accountant ever read the tax code. Challenge them.
Yeah.
Ask them, I mean, how much their accountant really know.
Laminated in my nice folder, before I do
And
that.
you want to, Anthony's right, you want to challenge because everybody thinks an accountant knows what they're doing, and they don't. Accountants are bean counters. Accountants, I'll
Well,
challenge
they're
it.
making money too.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's not what I'm challenging. I'm challenging them overbilling and not having enough knowledge. I think it's incumbent, if you're going to be somebody that's doing, advising people on taxes, you better know what you're doing.
So Right, and so Edward Jones, these high-end, financial advisors, I mean, how am I competing against them? What do I have that they don't?
Here's what you have. You're gonna have an insurance license, they won't.
Mhm.
They can't even market the IULs.
Right.
Because they can't
They don't
market it.
have an insurance license.
Right.
Because when I'm studying in chapter 9, I studied all about IRAs, IULs, 401ks, so potentially I could sell that too.
Yes,
But I'm not going to because
you will when you get this phase down and we educate you about the next phase. You're not even close to be ready for the other phase. There's plenty of time.
well, why would I want to sell a 401k if I'm trying to get people away from that?
No, because you're not understanding it. We're gonna put them in places where they don't have all the big fees and they can get market rates and you don't even, I'm not going there now. But
You move their stuff.
we're gonna move their stuff. We're gonna build a house from the ground floor up. When people get the foundation right, then we can talk about, you're gonna bump into clients that have plenty of money, that after they do the foundation, then they wanna be in the market. However, they want somebody managing their money diligently every day and not bilking them like the brokers do.
Right.
So I don't wanna go through a whole lesson now, but I'll just sum it up like this. We have that with our RIA, Registered Investment Advisors. We have 12 of the best wealth houses in the country, okay? And they are paid very well. They get paid a flat fee, a fee for service. They're not charging commissions. They pay under management. If you give them $1 million, they'll be charging 2 to 2.5%. That's it. And that's what they charge every year on what's under management. Their job is to protect your assets, make you money, and grow your money. So let me give you an example of all the companies that we have right now that are managing your money. In 2008, when 38% hit the stock market, these guys lost 0.06%. That's ridiculous. That means they lost hardly any money. They'll go liquid. They'll move their money. When they know the market's changing, they'll go just in the bonds, cash, gold, silver, and they don't get paid every time they move money. They get charged a fee every year. It's a management fee. If we don't like what they do, we fire them.
That's kind of how we get. How many people here have had to answer the question, how are we paid?
I answered that.
It's one of the last questions I learned how to answer, but the easiest way to say it is first of all, we're not paid based on your premium. The costs for managing the company's costs and profits are built into your premium, and we're paid a finder's fee. That's what I do. It's very, very simple layman's terms to explain to people. I just say fine, meaning that we don't get paid to move their money, and we don't get paid contributions. Goldman Sachs get away with murder and take people's money, as they get paid based on the movement. But if the movement sucks, they're still getting paid.
And I don't want to lose you. I want to turn this into an investment class. I'll end on this by letting you know this. When we do things, we're doing fiduciary responsibilities. What's that? What's a fiduciary? It means you have to, by law, do what's in the best interest of the 100%. The minute you get clear, application of your license or otherwise.
That's crazy.
Are you clear about that? Is everybody clear about what a fiduciary is? That's what I just told you. Now, I told you that now CEOs of companies, because the law's changing, that are now holding the CEOs as well as the trustees responsible as are to dash that money. They're clueless. Well, so now what are your brokers? What's your AG Edwards? What's all them? Whatever company you just say, Jones, Edward Jones. They are brokers. What you're worried about is suitability, suitable for what you're recommending. This is